does feel really good.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it is going to be on Driver as well to see if he can try and neutralize it as much as possible with the Fiora into K'Sante matchup. But here we are on the Rift once again. Impunity versus Deep Cross Gaming. 5th game of the night. You know, we've had 4 really good games so far. Let's make it a 5th as we get into the Rift once again.
Okay. Will we see any level 1 shenanigans here? I'm not sure we will. But we're about to find out. So far, just a standard fan. Nothing too crazy. Will be interesting to see where the jungler's path in this game, because I feel like this time there's not that much that can happen bot, I feel like. There will be trading, but I'm not sure there will actually be kills. That being said, Lucian Nami every now and then does just seem to snag a random kill from 70% health.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like both bot lanes should be proficient enough to the point where, you know, we are going to see the trading. But I would be surprised to see it end up in a kill. If it does, likely on the Lucian Nami side, as you've said. Yeah, it's always weird having such trading heavy bot lanes, I guess, because they both have the sustain and not afraid to continuously keep trying to dent away at the enemy team. But both bot lanes going to start in lane and jungler solo starting. Hana has opted to start on the blue. Same with Alex on opposite sides of the map.
Yeah, I think one little meta we're actually seeing develop is that if the enemy top laner has Ghost, you have to be quite careful starting on that side of the map, because I believe it started in LPL with You Should Know Me, actually cheesing the red buff with a Ghost Fiora. And so here, I think Hana decided not to start red, probably because he was worried about the Fiora. And you saw the Fiora actually went and warded at level 1, so it was definitely looking for it.
Oh, Nesty getting a lot of damage on Mission in the mid lane already. Mission has opted for the Drone's Shield on Sylas, as we've seen before. The melee versus range matchup, just that little bit easier with that backup.
The mid lane priority, you are kind of expecting to go to Nesty. I also think because Sylas is so weak early, you don't really need to take TP into him, and that really allows you to take Ghost. And that feels really, really good on Talia. I think Talia is one of the best Ghost mid lane users, so feels absolutely amazing if you can get away with that for the early game. Bot prior is actually going the way of Zerayumi.
Yeah,
at least for those first couple levels.
Getting the red buff now. He is still on vision by that level 1 ward. Driver's going to know exactly where he is and when he's coming. But overall, not too much on the map so far.
The mission's actually up quite a lot of CS, which you wouldn't really expect because this matchup's definitely not meant to be good early. Cruscata might actually walk into Alex here.
Oh, they actually spot each other. Alex
yeah,
is
this
in
is
a little bit of
weird.
trouble.
Alex, I think he actually could...
Oh,
yeah,
has to
can
burn
they
the flash.
chase? No, I don't think so. Big damage onto Nesty, but Mission... yeah, he's getting chunked out a little.
Pretty good roam from the side of DCG, I think. You know, forcing Alex to base a little bit earlier and dissuading him from ganking Nesty in mid, and also Nesty picking up some extra damage onto Mission as well. Cruscata is going to miss a couple of CS for that, but they did prep the wave pretty well before going for that roam. So
yeah, I think getting Sejuani's flash is actually kind of a big deal. Sejuani, I think, really needs to make something happen bot. You know, try and get this Lucian Nami accelerated. Otherwise, later on, they are just going to be outperformed by the Zerayumi, and it's going to be a lot harder without having flash.
Yeah, same with, I think, mid lane ganks as well, because we've seen already quite a few times the Sejuani Sylas looking for early ganks. But it really is depending on that, you know, that flash queue from Sejuani to get the initial CC. Not having that, it's going to be a lot harder to close the distance, especially considering it's a Talia who can just lay down those rocks and make it really hard to close the gap.
Okay. So everything kind of just getting reset here. Alan trying to get some trades, but can't really find them. Top lane matchup is going relatively even as well. I think Fiora... now, I think we had this matchup once before, and Fiora actually did end up getting solo killed by the K'Sante at some point. So while it obviously is a counter, it's definitely not so hard to counter that K'Sante doesn't have windows to do anything in the matchup. Mission quietly building up a pretty sizable lead. I'm not really sure how that's happening. I guess it's supposed a little bit of TP tax, but Mission actually hasn't based yet. Now, Nesty tried to freeze the wave on the map. I'm not sure if it actually ended up frozen or not. But Mission manages to pick up the Catalyst on his first base, which does feel pretty good.
Yeah, that is huge for him. Usually you wouldn't expect him to have that luxury in, you know, this kind of matchup, but the fact that he has managed to pick that up does bode well for him. Yeah, he's actually up a good amount of CS. It's not even like a marginal amount.
Yeah, it's actually just really good CSing. He's got 48 here of 5 minutes, which is pretty hard to get when you're playing like a melee versus range matchup. That's pretty nice. Definitely going to be scaling quite well. That being said, though, Taliyah still does really well into styles. Like, even if you don't get ahead in the lane, it's very difficult to teamfight into that champion. I honestly think Taliyah is very, very underrated. The main reason I think she isn't picked so much is because she kind of suffers against other control mages. And a lot of the meta right now is control mages. But against short range, you know, like the Styles or like the Rise or something, actually does very well.
Yeah, she really does shine when the draft is in her favor. Still not too much action. I think even in the bot lane, there is a bit of a CS lead for Cascada. But other than that, both of them have already based. Lucian picking up this rated deck. Zeri with the new Inquiver, so both kind of basing on what they want to. Hana's waiting in the wings here, but Mission isn't going to walk too far up.
Yeah, I think Hana might just be positioning for the counter gank here. Sejuani should be reasonably close. Or not that close, actually. Not that close to 6. It's going to start this dragon. Does currently have mid and bot priority, so I feel like this will be going over. Just definitely a nice pickup. And other than that, I think we're just going to go back to scaling.
Yeah, I mean, we had...
actually, got a fight here.
Ooh, Cascada.
Yeah, he falls halfway down, but they do still have the Yuumi sustain. Dragon is going to go over to Impunity here.
Yeah, I mean, we have had a lot of exciting early games so far tonight, so I guess it makes sense. We do have to pay the tax and have a bit of a lull period, at least for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this is currently our 2 undefeated teams, so you're expecting that they're going to show, you know, fairly disciplined gameplay. That is what is happening.
Yeah, Mission's still continuing to extend the CS lead even more. He is only ahead by a little bit of gold right now, but obviously that is going to keep adding up as the game goes on.
Yep, so Taliyah actually picks up the Sork shoes. Just a little bold. Doesn't have the cleanse versus Sejuani. Probably doesn't need it though. I don't think you need to go fully towards Merc Treads, but it is maybe something you need to consider.
Oh, Hana's waiting.
Okay, oh, Hana actually gets the flash and has the Vialt as well. Looks like Lucian is getting very low, but can he, they can't get the kill. And Cascada, it's actually going to be traded over. And Alex is going to pick up not 1, but 2. It actually goes over to the Nami. I think Yuumi is dead as well. Wow. Suddenly we went from having no action at all to Impunity coming down here and picking up 3 kills. 1 goes over to each of their members. And wow, that's really, really good for them.
Yeah, really sharing the love. You know, 1 kill each. Fairness and all things. And Hana, you know, not really what he was expecting, right? He was waiting in those side bushes, and it looked like it was a really good angle onto Atlan, but Alex showing up in the nick of time, and Atlan just barely able to make it out alive, means that Hana actually ends up getting turned on, and then the other 2 bot laners are sure to follow afterwards. You see here, Hana, he isn't actually spotted, I think, walking into the bush, so Impunity really do not have any idea. And Sejuani is still on Krugs as well, so it is a good opportunity for Hana to go in. Does connect the flash Q as well as the ultimate on top of that. Cascada flowing up, flashing the bubble too, but just barely not enough damage. And when the Sejuani ult connects, of course, Impunity choose to turn around onto Cascada, onto Hana and Orca. Just a cat without a home. And now a dead cat, I guess.
Whoa, don't say that, man. Okay, but yeah, I think that was actually really well played from Alex. He actually cancelled his recall after doing Krugs. Hold that thought. Nature might be okay. Yeah, so he cancelled his recall on the Krugs to be there in time, and then it ends up turning into 3 kills. So really good presence of mind for him to be there at the right time.
It was kind of out of nowhere, but I've just realized that Deep Cross Gaming, all their names are really nice to say.
Yeah.
Hanabi. Ana. Nesty. I like Cascada a lot. I think that's a really cool name.
Yeah, that's a nice name. Mission, he has TP in 30 seconds, and he probably has enough gold for the Rod of Ages here.
Oh, Alex is here. He is put on the ward.
Don't clear that one out. I think Mission probably just doesn't want to fight too much right now. Maybe just look to base, TP back, get your Rod of Ages. Yeah, which is what he's going to go for. He's very, very strong. 99 CS at 10 minutes in the melee versus range matchup is very, very nice. So Mission, even with a lot of bans aimed towards him, and being counterpick, is doing very well for himself. Gets the roar at 10 minutes exactly.
Yeah, definitely. You have to feel like it only gets better for them. Like, drivers should be able to get a lot of pressure in the side lane later on in the game. So having this sort of early advantage should start to stack up nicely, especially when you've got your Lucian already kind of on his way to accelerating his build.
Sedge is looking around bot lane. The sums aren't back up, so Alex could maybe look for a repeat gank. Dragon also is in a minute and a half, so if you can get some of this bot lane control back, would feel pretty good.
Mission, I don't know how he's doing this. He's extended the CS lead even more now. 20 CS ahead. In this kind of matchup, he really isn't Mission the Magician for nothing. Cascada may be caught out.
Yeah, they do not have flashes. I think both of them are going to die again here. Alex continues to find gank after gank.
Alex has consistently been in the right place at the right time so far this game. Doing a really good job. Meanwhile, Hana not able to answer back with anything anywhere on the map. It does look like he's going to be passing towards mid for now, but probably not going to come out of that. Let's have a look at the replay. So Cascada very far up. Atlan is already stacking a wave, and Cascada is just really far up. He does have the ward, but I think he's too far up to the point where he can't escape in time. And Alex, Orca tries to jump in the way, get back with the president, but ultimately falls, and Cascada, without a cat on his back, is going to be sent all the way back to his fountain.
Yeah, this is really, really devastating for Deep Cross Gaming. Even though they have the scaling advantage, it feels like they're probably just too far behind to reach it unless they can manage to win this fight. Driver, he's queuing in, getting a bit of damage. They're actually looking to turn. Ooh, a lot of damage on Alex. I think Alex might end up going down here. Gets ulted by Cassante, is actually still alive somehow. Hanabi gets him. Will they chase for this? Atlan forces a flash out of Nesty. Wow, actually only ended up being a 1-for-1, which is kind of wild.
I expected a lot more there. Seemed like it was going to get really scrappy. Nesty actually does walk away with the Rift Herald in his hands. And yeah, 1-for-1, Hanabi picking up the other kill. But the solution Nami bot lane, 6 KP so far. They're really ahead in gold. Both hit their mythics, whereas the Zero Yumi on the other side, not as fortunate so far. And Alan's getting even more gold from these plates as well.
Yeah, I think after day one, we were kind of Lucian Nami haters because not a lot was getting done, but at least a few of our top teams here have shown the power of Lucian Nami, able to consistently get that snowball.
This Rift Hill is a bit odd from DCG. They're sharing the gold between Nesty and Orca. I feel like maybe Orca could have walked away a little bit further and give Nesty the solo gold. Maybe just a minor optimization there, but understandably it is a little bit sketchy with other members of Impunity around. Impunity are looking to force more on the top side, potentially trying to get even more plates on this tower before the plates fall in a minute. And Alan, yeah, it's just going to be uncontested for him. They've got 4 members committed up top side, whereas on the bot side, it's Cascada looking to see what he can get in return on the... But Driver has the TP available, so gonna hold Cascada off from getting that 3rd plate.
Yeah, Deep Cross Gaming, it feels like they just don't really have a trade anywhere right now. They've kind of just ended up with 3 losing lanes and a losing jungle, which honestly just doesn't give you a whole lot of options. Lucian is accelerating so far here. Atlan, he's going to be extremely fed. Might even reach 2 items before Cascada reaches 1.
Oh, Hana's looking, but it's just so hard. Mission's already level 11. He's got the Rod of Ages already, whereas Nesty not even finished his mythic yet. And I feel like the most surprising thing in this game has been the mid lane matchup. Nesty hasn't really been able to find any success, not even in the laning phase where he should have been advantaged.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Flavor Silas is pretty good all game long. You do have to be a little scared of the jungle ganks, but I think they've had really good tracking on Alex, at least around mid most of the game. And it's been all the pressure kind of going towards bot.
Definitely, and as you can see here, 5 top plates picked up for Impunity, even without the Rift Hilt as well. That is really, really impressive for them, and Atlan is just rolling in money right now. Yeah,
look how ahead he is in items compared to Cascada. Don't think they're going to be winning many fights right now, Deep Cross Gaming. They can probably just use this mid priority to look to break this bot tower. You can see Alex starting to lean down, which is going to force Nesty away from the tower. I think it's going to be picked up. Nature is perhaps a little far in here.
He's really deep. Doesn't actually get punished for that, which is pretty surprising. You had Zeri able to dash over the wall there, and Hana, of course, with the Q and the ult available, but gonna walk out of that scot-free. I guess they don't have much vision in the river area, so a little bit cautious of maybe Alex being around. But no objectives up for now, so Deep Cross Gaming gonna have a bit of a chance to rest and recover, pick up some more CS.
Driver has been slowly kind of silently building up his lead here. I think eventually, maybe at 2 items, he's going to be able to get stuff done. And I think this is a really good spot to feel like you're in as a Fiora, because like you know your 4v4 wins. And honestly, your 4v5 probably wins right now as well. So you can just keep, rage splitting top even. And there's not really going to be any answer to it. Can at least force 2 people to you. The one thing you have to be careful of maybe is the Taliyah ult, but Taliyah just not really that strong at the moment. Isn't going to be able to threaten you enough.
Yeah, and speaking of the 2 items as well.
Ooh, I think there might be a dive coming in. There is no TP to answer this. Nessie, he is alone. Hana's on the way.
Ooh,
really
nice
Zhonya's. I think that might actually do it. Yeah, they're going to be forced to back off. Hana will get there in time. There was a lot of stuff forced out, though. They forced out the Ghost, which will not be up for the Dragonfly, and the stopwatch being used as well. So definitely nice play out of Alex. Actually might look to engage on the Hana. The Nami ult hits, and I think Hana might just die. The flash is followed. Oh, actually cancels the Vaiku. I think he is going to go down here. I don't see him getting out. Ooh, Nami actually flashed. Not sure it was required, but a kill's a kill.
Nami flash bubble does feel pretty good. Looking for the extra dopamine hit, but once again, Impunity finding yet another kill, and Hana is having a rough time finding his way into this game at all.
Yeah, I think Alex kind of putting on a jungle kingdom right now.
Yeah, really, really impressive stuff. And the Dragon and the Rift Herald both coming out pretty shortly. Atlan has already hit his 2-item spike, whereas Cascada only has barely started working on his second one.
The gold lead starting to get pretty significant here. Only 17 minutes in is already starting to feel like it's getting away from Deep Cross Gaming. Dragons in a minute. I think if you're DCG, you just give it. Try and trade something on the other side of the map, even if it's just a Herald. At the same time, though, Mission actually might be getting chased down by Nesty here.
It's the healing.
He has the Vial. I think he can just keep running here. He does have Flash in the worst case. Flash is matched. Does get out. I think Mission probably just has a lot of gold, hasn't quite reset, but he will be able to get back here in time for the Dragon. Wow, look at the ADC gold difference, 2,000.
That is huge. You love that as Lucian Nami, right? I'm doing maths again. 2k gold ahead, as you can tell from the items as well. And he's really just going to be packing a punch, especially when you consider that Nesty has just burned both of his summoners. Oh, Alex tries to catch out Hana, but goes a little bit wide. And that's actually not going to be up now for the Rift Herald.
Okay, so Sal's TP top, which kind of suggests that they're going to try play for both. They're going to try get both Herald and Drag, or maybe they're just going to give Dragon and try get so much on the other side of the map that it's not even worth it for Deep Cross Gaming. So we might, yeah, okay. I think Dragon is going to be given, and then they're going to play towards, I guess, the Herald and mid tier 1, which is an interesting trade. And honestly, I'm kind of a fan of it. I think if you can keep snowballing as the kind of more skirmish heavy composition, that works. And I don't think you should be I don't think Deep Cross should be allowed to get to kind of that 4th Dragon point anyway.
Yeah, I like it as well. I feel like when Impunity are winning a fight, they're going to be crushing it. And that's when the Rift Herald becomes so much more valuable, being able to take out potentially multiple turrets in a row. Alex doesn't have the ult quite up yet. Atlan playing very far up as well. He's really not scared. He does have the culling available now as well, but doesn't choose to use it just yet.
Impunity, they have priority on both sidelines right now. Deep Cross Gaming is going to be forced to match onto those sides, and then I think this mid-tier 1 will probably fall here. You can see Taliyah and Cassante both forced to answer the side lanes. And I think, yeah, this will be the mid-tier 1 falling.
Yeah, DCG have no hope of defending this one.
Does go down. Will they actually play for more? I think they could.
Yeah, there's no other DCG members around. They could stay.
Get the hit. Will they actually go for it?
Yeah.
The culling comes out. Looks like they are going to keep going. The Taliyah wall comes down. They're going to disengage. Nice play there.
Yeah, that's a good trade. Getting that Taliyah ult, which is on a slightly longer cooldown than the culling as well, and getting that Rift Herald hit onto the inner turret. Definitely very happy about that one from Impunity. And Driver, during all of this, just casually farming away on the sideline, taking up jungle camps as well. All round good looks for them.
Yeah, I think across the board, Impunity, they're having a great game right now. And also, they've done a lot of damage while remaining clean. They've only given over 1 kill. I think the Dragons were kind of like calculated decisions almost.
Oh, Nesty.
Ooh, finds Nesty. There's a lot of people up here. Mission does need to be a little careful. He doesn't have members on the map right now.
He has no vision either. He is going to sense something and back off a little bit.
Mission,
now.
He's a respectful young man. Does not end up walking up.
Yeah. His Sword of Ages also has just popped as well. So he's actually level 14 now. As opposed to Nesty, level 12. And yeah, they are just super strong. He's got the Zhonya's as well, so combat power pretty much at an all-time high.
Okay. Might end up... Yeah,
Alex
okay,
uses
Nessie
ult.
gets engaged on. Does not have the cleanse, has the ghost, but it doesn't end up mattering. I think Atlan might go down here as well. Manages to
Lives
flash out,
again.
lives very low. Cruscata can't quite get the kill, but he's kiting back. Hanabi's in here as well. They have a pretty strong front line here, but Driver is on the back line. I think Cruscata will get taken down here by the Fiora, and I think this is going to be it. Hanabi, he does get out, but I think this could be Baron just going over to Impunity.
Yeah, Hanabi trying to do what he can on the back end of that fight with the TP, with the Ghost, with the All-Out, with the Yuumi, but ultimately Impunity just going to walk away. Very happy with the 2 kills they picked up, and also somehow Atlan manages to survive once again on 1 HP after getting Vi-ulted.
Yeah.
And that it really does feel like a breaking point for Deep Cross Gaming, right? If you're going to expend the Vi-ult onto the Lucian and still not kill him, what hope do you really have in these future fights?
Yeah, I think Nesty just instantly dying at the start of the fight. Has the ghost, but no cleanse and no Merc Treads for the Sedge ult. Just gets taken out before he can really respond. And again, Alex just finds engage after engage.
Yeah, let's take a look back at this. Alex, you can see here, in the river, just manages to spot Nesty slightly out of position, goes straight over, pops the ultimate as well, and Atlan is very quick to follow with the Gale Force, with the dash, drops down a ton of damage. It is looking a bit dangerous for him here with the final chapter and Hana's ult, but he does manage to skull out with a little bit of HP. Hana comes in the last second, does manage to do a little bit of damage, but Hana isn't quite so lucky. Cruscata actually taking the fall for Hana in the end. But overall, no kills picked up for Deep Cross Gaming there.
Yeah, the Baron picked up, and when we were looking at these two teams, I mean, they were both undefeated. We were thinking this would be a lot closer, but Impunity, they have had control from the get-go, and they've been playing it out very, very well.
Definitely running away from it. There's really no single player again as well. So it feels like all 5 members are really just playing to the best of their ability, right? Driver securing his solo leads in the top lane on his island. A Mission somehow in the melee versus range matchup coming out in lane on top in CS. Not to mention the Nami Lucian doing their job, getting ahead early, and really bullying the Sierra Yuumi.
I think here, both of these towers should go down in short order. I think you also might as well just ignore the dragon and keep pressuring.
Yeah, definitely. The Dragons really don't feel like they matter at this point.
Oh, they're
Nesty
actually looking for an engage. This is the last desperation. Atlan might go down. He doesn't have anything. Big Talia wall. Actually countered by another Talia wall from Mission. I think Mission and Driver might just be able to 2v9 this fight.
Down.
Everyone else is dead, but there's no damage left. And I think Driver and Mission, they have too much lifesteal. They'll just be able to take everyone else out.
Oh,
Flash comes out of Mission. Hanabi is going to go down. Hana, he is trying to run. Will he be chased? I don't think so. I mean, that started really well, but they just ran out of sauce.
Yeah, they're really lost in the sauce there for Deep Cross Gaming. You know, they had everything they wanted in that fight. They locked down multiple people with the Yuumi final chapter, trapped them in the corner with the Weaver's Wall as well. But ultimately, Mission and Driver just able to clean it up like it's nothing. You know, their full HP didn't even break a sweat at all in that fight.
That will be the mid hip going down. I think now you probably just base. Can go back to that dragon if you want. I think it would be good to take the drag here eventually, just in case. But let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, so you'll see here Nesty, you know, the Alex actually danced a little bit there, pops the emote as well. Nesty, he sees that, he's like, okay, I don't want you to do that anymore. So he comes right in with the Weaver's Wall, and the last chapter, the final chapter right on top of that. They're all locked up, and you know, the Nami Lucian pretty much dropped to 0 very quickly. And Hanabi on the back end, but Cruscata, he's left all alone on the other side of the wall. Orca ditches him and just runs away back to his base, and Hanabi and Hana now on the run. And yeah, Mission and Driver doing so much here, chasing as well for this kill onto Hanabi in the end. And really, Impunity just showcasing their strength at this stage in the game.
Yeah, now up 10,000 gold, and they secured the dragon as well. I mean, Nesty, he honestly got a good Talia wall.
Yeah, I mean,
But
yeah, it's what you wanted, right? Nature and Atlan popped pretty much, you know, in the blink of an eye, but even then, it's still not enough for Deep Cross Gaming. Cruscata not able to deal up any damage, 0-4 on the Zeri. Even with the Yuumi on him, it feels like it's really hard to get things done when there's, you know, this bulky Silas at 3-0 Fiora running at you.
Yeah, I think both Silas and Fiora are just way too tanky at this point. It can be very hard to deal with them. They can kind of just keep pushing in mid waves. And slowly but surely, this base is going to get whittled down. They just get priority on all 3 side lanes. And I think Driver might just be able to ignore Hanabi at this point.
He's really just ignoring him. Hana sitting by the inner turret. I really don't see any way they can defend this. They're surrounded pretty much on the side. But Weaver's Wall coming in. Atlan is looking like he might be in trouble here. does
He
drop very
flashes out.
low.
Yeah, he's cutting away. Is he actually going to live? He's very, very low. Gets taken out by Hana. The TP is coming in, though. Driver's here, and Alex might go. Will he engage again? He does not.
Also, TP's coming out. I'm not sure about Hanabi's TP. Feels like the fight was already over at that point. But Atlan gonna drop down. So tech found for Deep Cross Gaming.
Alan actually died there. Like, he had both sums, used them, and still died. I think he probably needs to buy a stopwatch at this point. Because I think if you have, you know, if you can just survive one of these engages, you can follow up and turn it around.
Yeah.
But I think the Lucian is just too short range and too vulnerable compared to everyone else on this team that they can continue to lock him down. I still feel like DCG are kind of delaying the inevitable, but they're doing a good job of it.
Yeah. I mean, the annoying thing is that even if they do find this, you know, perfect pick with the Weaver's Wall and the Wild onto Atlan, you know, you've still got Mission and Driver to worry about if they do show up to the fight. Driver has got the Hull Break as well, so we're definitely going to be focused on pushing that bot wave in as far as possible, and it really does give him the extra bit of strength he needs to, I guess, not fight Hanabi, but ignore him and hit the towers instead.
Okay, they will play for the mid prio here. The mid inhib doesn't mean a whole lot. It's really the side lane inhibs that open up the game quite a bit more. And none of those have been taken yet. So DCG, they can continue to farm. And they have kind of maintained the 10k gold deficit. They haven't fallen further behind. They've stemmed the bleeding. But at the same time, it's very hard for them to regain anything. Mission's actually kind of in there.
Gotta playing with fire for those few little Krugs. And DCG, they're really just trying to be very careful here, making sure they're not getting caught out. You can see Hana and Kriskata waiting in the wings.
Kriskata is actually going to be found.
Yeah.
Does escape. Driver, I think, probably just can pick up this tower.
He doesn't even need minions, he just walks up and hits it. And Impunity, of course,
actually started over the wall.
Yeah, they've realized that Driver can't be stopped 1v1. They know that DCG will need to commit multiple members, but it looks like they're just going to try and ignore Driver. This is a really awkward situation to be in.
Okay, Mission flashes out. Now, the Vial was used onto Mission, so there's no threat onto Atlan. I think if Impunity take this fight, they're sure to win it. As long as Atlan doesn't get one shot, Mission still has the zone, so he's buying a lot of time. I think they will probably just finish the Baron, and yeah, they're going to take... Okay, they're kind of kiting out. I'm actually not sure. Are they going to take this Baron or not? I think they're going to look for it. On the other side, okay, Hana tries to go in, but does not manage to get the Baron.
Yeah, Hana looking for the hero play there, but ultimately does fall short. And it feels like, you know, Impunity, or rather Mission, was kind of just 1v3ing over the wall, delaying for so long and really stopping Nesty from getting in there. Mission, speaking of him, he's jumping right onto Cascada as well.
Cascada's flash is forced out. I think it was really intelligent by Mission to just play over the wall. I think if you can get Vi's ult and it's not onto Lucian, you probably just win the fight.
Yeah, and Driver, you know, just slow. He's having the most chill game of his life. He's just sitting in the side lane, gradually racking up the pressure onto Deep Cross Gaming, and they can't really do anything to answer it. He's level 18.
Yeah, I think Driver, like you said, he's had a fun one, man. All he's had to do is just right-click down the lane and kind of call it a day.
Yeah.
But the last inhib being sieged here.
Yeah, you really love being in that situation as Fury, you know. It means that your team is playing the right way and giving you space to sort of do what you want to do. With the Hull Breaker as well, Straniel does go wide.
Yeah.
Basically not able to find anything with the shove.
That's the third inhib going down, though. I think if you're Impunity, you can just keep sieging this, and I think DCG, they can't manage to hold on. The culling comes down. Vialt is up. Atlan will be the target. Only one tower left remaining.
They don't have
a lot of creeps. It is going to slowly get chipped down here. The TP comes down as well. Okay, Hana, he forces the engage, but has a stopwatch. He must have been listening to the cast. He manages to live. They're going to keep engaging. Alex, he flashes in. Hana is going to go down in short order. The Cassante is kited out on the backline. Nesty, I think he is going to get out, but... actually, good shove.
Really good shove. Not going to be enough. Picks up an extra kill for his trouble, but DCG not able to pick up the win tonight.